Namaskar to the viewers of Pandit Ravi Shankar Music Foundation. Friends, we are again here to celebrate the centenary year of Panditji. Friends, it's a very auspicious and remarkable day today for every Indian to be a part of this live show because today is 21st Vijay Divas. Today, our brave hearts conquered the highest army post which was captured by Pakistan in 1999. And this very day, Captain Manoj Kumar Pandey received the highest gallantry award, that is Paramveer Chakra, for his supreme sacrifice for the country. So today, I feel honored and delighted to welcome all the viewers of Pandit Ravi Shankar Music Foundation, India and abroad, for the very auspicious day. And let's pay our sincere gratitude to all our brave hearts. And continuing to the show today, I also feel blessed to welcome one of our eminent personalities, Padma Vibhushan, and upper member of Rajya Sabha, Dr. Sonal Mansingh. Namaskar, ma'am.
Namaskar.
Hope you are fine, ma'am. So we are really honored to have you on our show and to talk with you and to speak with you. There is senior disciple of Pandit Ravi Shankar ji, Gaurav Mazumdar ji.
Thank you.
Ma'am, my pranam to you.
Pranam.
What a pleasure and honor to have you and to speak with you. I'm really, really honored. And
Dada, just to start the session, I want to just tell the winners of yesterday in front of ma'am. Ma'am, actually we have started a quiz on Pandit Ravi Shankar ji and the viewers have to give the answer. So yesterday's winner, I am so delighted, and you must be also delighted because you are from the same fraternity also. A 14-year-old boy from Calcutta has given the answers. And his name is Ahir Rai. He is a student of Ustad Rashid Khan. And I feel honored also once again to call him on the show. So I hope he is not available just now. And the second winner is Prahar Vora from Ahmedabad. He has gave the third, out of 4 questions, they have given 3 answers right. But because Dada, yesterday it was the first quiz show, so we want to announce that both of them to distribute the prize to them, and it will be posted soon to them. The other fact is that Ahir Rai has also asked or rather requested me to have a sitar. He is from a very poor family and he needs a sitar. So we have just decided, and we have also talked to Sukanya Mahima today, that from our foundation we will provide him a sitar because he is very keen of learning sitar. So Dada, this is the show. And for first question of the day today is, what was the mother's name of Pandit Ravi Shankar ji? The name of mother of Pandit Ravi Shankar ji. Kindly note the viewers. And Dada, let's start the session with Honorable Ma'am. Over to you, Dada.
thank you. Ma'am, with your permission, if I may begin.
Please. Yes,
I
please.
would love to know your journey because you have had such an incredible journey. And I remember both Chinnamma and Guruji, they are so fond of you and have spoken so highly of how you really managed and faced all the challenges of becoming a great dancer. So it would be nice to go a little bit into your background before we come to Guruji and celebrate his centenary with you and speak about him.
Well, it's a long journey, but to cut it short. Yes, I was lucky to be born in a Gujarati family in Bombay, pre-independence. And those days, families which had participated in the freedom struggle music, dance, Sanskrit, painting, all these things were very popular. And again, luckily, we three siblings, my elder sister and my younger brother and I, we were educated in Gujarati medium school in Bombay, no convent. And thank God for that. So then my grandfather was 4 times governor of various provinces, beginning from 1947 for 5 years till 1952 in central provinces and Berar. Those years, a very different political map of India. And Nagpur was the capital. And great artists were routinely invited to come as state guests, guests of the governor, staying in the government house. And every evening there would be concerts in which Chief Minister Ravi Shankar Shukla, Home Minister D.P. Mishra, Chief Justice of the High Court, and cabinet and citizens would come. Dr. Sumati Mutatkar was then in Nagpur, and she was a regular. She was almost like my Mausi. So like that, from childhood, we heard Ustad Bade Ghulam Ali Khan, Pandit Omkar Nath Thakur, Siddheshwari Devi, M.S. Subbalakshmi, Hirabai Barodekar, Kesarbai Kerkar, you name them, and they were all there, including, I think, Uday Shankarji. He had come with his group, and later Sachin Shankar also came. With he was then not married to his wife, I think, Kumudini, if I remember well. But their love episode was going on. And my mother was very tickled with that. with that. And then, so we also met great political leaders like family members. Sardar Patel was like an elder brother to my grandfather. Morarji Desai was a family member, like a family member. Later on, because of that, my grandfather and my parents, all the latter day political leaders were all very well known to me, like Madhule May, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Advani, Murli Manohar Joshi. They were all in Morarji Desai's cabinet. And I was always a star. I had become a star from early 60s. And that's when Pandit Ravi Shankar had opened his first school in Bombay, in Bhulabhai Desai Institute, Kinnar. And I remember I'd given a lecture demonstration there. I'm talking of early 60s. I was not married. I was Sonal Pakwasa, like my grandfather's name, Mangal Das Pakwasa. And later I ran away from home after BA because I wanted to pursue only dance. So it was wonderful to be able to learn, but when it came to only, O-N-L-Y, that was no, no, no. And I just ran away. At a tender age of 18 and a half, I'd done my BA. And I ran away to my Bharatanatyam gurus in Bangalore, Bangalore now, Bangalore. Professor U.S. Krishna Rao and his wife, Srimati Chandrabhaga Devi. I had to change train at Pune then, and take a small meter gauge train to Bangalore. Now, all that is well recorded history of my life. And a lot of people have asked me, how could you do that? And as Panditji also would answer, I answered always, I had to do it. And that's it. So there was no further dilemma no dilemma, no question in my head. It was just the hammering of that voice, the inner voice. And I followed that. Later on, I came to dance in Delhi in 1964. My first performance in Delhi in a big festival in which Indrani Rahman, Damayanti Joshi, Roshan Kumari, Pandit, Ustad Velayat Khan, and I, the young Sonal Pakwasa, opened the festival with my Bharatanatyam. And I became a star overnight in Delhi. I met my first husband in Delhi, Uriya, and because of him, I had to go to Orissa with my father to meet his father. By then, he was posted in Geneva and got engaged, but also my father-in-law insisted that I should learn Odissi, becoming a Bahu of Orissa. It was he who personally took me to the big institution then, the premier institution in Cuttack, Kala Vikas Kendra, and ordered Guru Kelu Charan Mahapatra, who was one of the gurus then. I'm talking of 1965.
Wow.
And he just pointed with a stick and said, Kelu, e hochi morbo sonal, tume taku Odissi sikhaibo. This is my Bahu Sonal, you will teach her Odissi. And that was that. It was all done.
Amazing.
So that is how my Odissi began. And then I went to Geneva to get married. And while there, I remember Ravi ji had passed through on his way, I think, to United States or London or wherever. I don't remember exactly. But he was with Ustad Ali Akbar Khan, Alara Khan, Ustad Alara Khan, or Chaturlal. I don't remember that well. But we met in Geneva, and the concert was in the Intercontinental Hotel in Geneva. Anyway, I came back in 1967. I was back in Delhi, and my dance grew and grew, and I was dancing everywhere. Then I met with my accident in Germany. Again, it's well recorded. My spine broke, also my ribs and a lot of other things. I came back to dancing with total treatment of the chiropractor in Montreal, Dr. Pierre Gravel, who did not charge me $1. And by then, I was with my second German husband in Montreal. I came back, and so on and so forth. Then I opposed Indira Gandhi's emergency. And for that, I was blacklisted from Doordarshan, from radio, from government festivals, from Padma Award, from grants, from accommodation, you name it. And I took it all. And I was dancing. And my first Padma Award, therefore, came in 1992.
My God.
When 2 generations after me, the dancers had already got their Padma Shri. And it was President Venkataraman who had seen me from the time he was minister in Tamil Nadu. Then he had come to Delhi. He was minister in Indira Gandhi's government also. And later vice president, then president of India. When he heard that I had not received, Gopal Krishna Gandhi told him, apparently, who was his joint secretary then. So he summoned me to Rashtrapati Bhavan, and he said, your biodata, have you brought it? I told Gopal to tell you. I said, yes, sir. Why do you need my biodata? You have known me for years. He said, give, give, give. It was a short biodata, unlike today. People have big files. And he went through and he said, where is your Padma Award? I said, I didn't get it, so how can I write it, sir? He said, are you sure? I said, sir, come on. And then he said, I will rectify this national mistake. The President of India saying that, I will rectify.
From me.
Stood up and directly gave the Padma Bhushan. So what I'm saying is that all those decades, I was only Smt.Sonal Mansingh, where much younger dancers were Padma Shri so-and-so, Padma Shri so-and-so. It didn't bother me at all because I had no ambition. My only goal was to keep dancing, to immerse myself in research, in creativity, in teaching, in sharing, and in learning more. So that is how my life has progressed. And in 2003, I was awarded Padma Vibhushan in 2003 by President APJ Abdul Kalam. I was appointed chairman of Sangeet Natak Academy, but then the other government came and threw us all out. So that was the first political interference in the field of culture of independent India. So I have a few records up my sleeve. And now I'm the proud inheritor of Ravi ji's legacy in Rajya Sabha. We are the only two artists, not Bollywood actors, not sports people, artists, to be nominated by President of India. I'm very proud to be in Ravi ji's company in Rajya Sabha. Okay.
How special, how special. You know, today Sukanya ji, Chinnamma as we call her, she called and she mentioned two things which rings because I've heard it from her and Guruji before. One is Chinnamma met when she was very young. She saw you for the first time in Chennai. And what was the name, Nandi? Sushila Padmanabhanji's home.
Yeah.
And she said, I couldn't take my eyes off when I saw, when she saw you. And second is Guruji always mentioned about your dedication and grit, especially after that accident, what you spoke. It is a lesson for everyone, for all of us, for students, and this dedication and single-minded devotion that this is the inner calling and I need to do it, even if I have to leave home and leave my comfort and go to an unknown place and find a guru and learn Bharatanatyam. So it's absolutely amazing for all of us to listen.
By the way, my Arangetram, my first maiden recital on stage, was with the same gurus in 1961. And from 1959, I was under their tutelage in Bangalore, where my grandfather was governor of Mysore. And there also, I had to fight to be allowed to do my Arangetram and go for my rehearsals, morning and evening, after my grandfather took two promises. One was never to compromise self-respect. Second, never to make dance my business. I have stuck to both. I do not own any property in anywhere in India or the world, no business. I've taught free to many, and I have maintained my self-respect, for which I've been called arrogant, difficult, temperamental, Okay, I don't mind. But I have stuck to my Lakshmana Rekhas drawn by me. And so I think I learned a lot from my grandfather and my gurus. I have taken kicks and slaps from Guru Kelucharan Mahapatra for no fault of mine, but not a word, just, and this is what I was telling my students today in the Zoom meeting, that you people will never understand what it takes to be called a shishya. Shishya. Here I say something and you wilt away. The faces fall. And oh, I said, that is not how you learn anything. And that is not how. You are all in your comfort zone with your parents, your ayahs, your cooks, your drivers, your cars. You will never rise. You have to go through hardships. You have to learn to be resilient inside. You cannot be broken, but you have to learn how to learn. You have to learn how to respect. And only then and then you can grow. Otherwise, no. Humility, absolute humility. Without that, you cannot be a shishya. Later on, you cannot be a kalakar. You cannot be an artist. You can be a performer. You cannot be an artist. This is how I look at it.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That brings me to our meeting today. Pandit Ravi Shankar ji. What does that name bring to you?
See, I will just go through the thing, Gaurav.
Yeah.
Because I've already spoken about that meeting, Raviji in early years when he was performing in Bombay. I performed for his Kinnar, his new organization, etc. And then in Geneva, later in Delhi. But I will quote a few incidents which I think will be interesting. Now, in my school days, my high school days, I think Raviji had joined All India Radio in Bombay. And my mother was on the board or panel, jury, whatever you call it. Professor Humayun Kabir was the minister. And my mother was one of the 2 or 3. So Raviji used to come home to my parental home in Bombay to meet my grandfather, my father, my mother especially. So that is where also I used to, coming back from school, from college, meet him. He knew I was learning Bharatanatyam. And later, as I said, that he must have come away to Delhi. From Bombay, I went to Geneva. We met there again. I came back to Delhi when my first husband was posted back in Delhi. And here we came across more often with his concerts. Then I remember he had set up Rimpa in Varanasi. And I performed there also. There was a period when I had a little bit of a sort of a not very comfortable association with Raviji. I don't know why. I never tried to get closer to him. Like so many women, I'm sure. They must be falling all over him. Sukanya has seen all that. I was never one of them. I had my own stature. I had my own place. And I remember also the concert, the last time he and Ustad Ali Akbar Khan played together. The last concert in Delhi, Shankar Lal Hall, Model School. I had gone with Madhulimay and a few other friends. And there were constant comments and wah-wahs, or saying, aha, or no, 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 play more, something, something. So that last concert was a phenomenal. And a lot of people were very emotional. They became very sentimental, crying, because that Jugalbandi had become world famous.
Yes.
And with Ustad Ali Allah Rakha, so it was a Tigalbandi almost. I remember also that we met in London pre-Sukanya. There were all these are pre-Sukanya times. And in 1967, let me tell you, I was still in Geneva, and Mani Shankar Iyer, now the famous politician, he was a batchmate of my first husband. And he was posted in Brussels, in Belgium. That was also, shall we say, concurrently, the posting for Luxembourg.
Luxembourg.
Yes. And they had set up an Indo-Luxembourg Friendship Society, Amitié in French. And the opening festival had Ravi ji featured on the first day and Sonal Mansingh featured on the second day. Now, Ravi ji with Kamala playing the Tanpuri, little tamburi, and Ustad Allah Rakha Khan and the whole glitz and glamour, and Sonal Mansingh going to dance on the recorded music. And of course, Ravi ji got standing ovations. So Mani Shankar, seated next to me, he was the sort of organizer, because second secretary was the Man Friday of the ambassador. And he said, he nudged me and said, see, you know, okay. Apparently I said, wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Mani quotes that very often. He has spoken about it in so many forums. He said, this young woman, full of self-confidence, she said, wait till tomorrow. And the next day, Mani had to run my tape. I was dancing. And I got equal number of standing ovations. Mani cannot forget it. He has told so many people. So even at that time, I think Ravi ji and I were okay, you know. Ravi ji he was world famous by then. I had got married and become a foreign service wife. But I was dancing all over Europe. When I returned back and again picked up my career in India, then I went higher and higher, and quickly I was well known, famous. We were the stars and celebrities in 60s, 70s, 80s till mid-90s. Bollywood was nowhere. It was Kishori Amonkar singing before me, I dancing after her. Sometimes I would tell her, I have to catch a train. I will dance first, Kishori, you sing later. Kishori and I were very good friends. And people used to say, my God, two temperamental women. I said, no, I'm not temperamental. I've never thrown tantrums. I'm a very disciplined artist.
Yeah.
I'm not like Kishori. But Kishori was a little, she said, Sonal mante tar karaila have. If Sonal says, I have to do it. So in wonderful friendships I developed. I can't say when exactly Ravi ji and I became good friends. Good friends.
Okay.
And I would like to show that picture now, that black and white photo first. going to take you back to 1969 in Madras. It was not called Chennai. It was called Madras.
How?
Yeah. And that photo is taken in
How
M.S.
precious.
Subbulakshmi's house, Kalki Gardens, Madras. Look at me and look at Ravi ji. Ravi ji is looking at me surreptitiously. I am innocent. I don't know what his intentions are, never knew. And next to me is, who's that? Yeah, Sudha, one of the friends. No, not now. Hello.
Not now. Keep the black and
sitting
white.
up there is Gauri, who's now Anandi's daughter.
Ah.
And at the next to Ravi ji is Y.G. Doreswamy, a famous connoisseur and critic. And I was those days dancing extensively. That is the year I think Sukanya must have seen me, or even later. And extensively in Madras. And I had finished a photo shoot in MS's house. And then we were given a wonderful lunch. So this is that occasion. Okay.
How precious. How precious.
We go to other photographs. Let me finish them and then I'll continue.
So let's go to the next picture, please.
No, this is much later. Anyway, President Venkatraman, Ravi ji. Oh, Arey Baba, wait now. Let me comment.
Just whatever picture you're on, just wait there till ma'am doesn't say don't go to the next one. Let's wait here now.
Go back.
Go back.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So I'm speaking to Mrs. Venkatraman, Ravi ji speaking to Venkatraman, President, and this was a kind of a high tea or something organized by him. Please note my short chopped hair. Okay, next. Next.
Next picture, please. Yeah.
This is later in my apartment, rented apartment, C304 Defense Colony. And there is a story to it, which I will now tell you. Wait with the picture. Ravi ji brought newly married Sukanya to this apartment. He came to dinner. My mother was visiting from Bombay. And I remember Sukanya as a new bride with a thick tali, Mangal Sutra. And she had kept it out very, very prominently. And we ate in the kansa thalis and all, as was my routine. And Ravi ji looked at everything very critically, with critical appreciation. And they were with my mother, he was remembering old days. And I had called my vocalist, Odissi vocalist, to sing Ashtapadis for Ravi ji, which were set in ragas mentioned by Jayadeva. Some ragas we found in Sangeet Ratnakara, some in Sangeet Narayan, some in Sangeet Damodar. I wanted him to hear those ragas. So Rag Vasanta of Sangeet Ratnakar, very different from Hindustani or Carnatic Vasant. Rag Malav, Deshakhya, Ramakri, Karnat. When he listened to Gunakri, Pashyati Dishi Dishi Rahasi Bhavantam, the Ashtapadi. After that he said, it sounds like Dhani. And I laughed. I said, it's like Chief Minister Nijlingappa of Mysore saying, now we shall say that Governor Mangaldas Pakwasa looks like Sonal Pakwasa, his granddaughter. You get my point? Dhani comes much later.
Yes, yes.
Gunakri is from Sangeet Ratnakar,
Yeah.
12th century.
Ji.
Okay, change.
Next picture, please.
That's the last one. But anyway, you can see we're both aged. Ravi ji's nice moon at the back. And yeah, okay, friendship. Then
Next
Next.
picture, please.
this is on stage after my performance, Ravi ji, and you can see half face of Ramakrishna Hegde.
Ji.
Okay, Ravi ji attended a lot of my programs in Delhi also. Next.
Next, please.
Done? Okay, now you can show me.
I think is it all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I could not find so many others because they are all in my center, and due to this pandemic, it's locked up.
Ji. Ji.
So I wanted to show the picture with Ravi ji when he attended the lunch party given by my parents in India International Center in Delhi after Padma Vibhushan ceremony, my ceremony. And Ravi ji was there. He was so happy. Then I wanted to show you pictures with Sukanya also and Ravi ji. So Sukanya will vouch for it that when Ravi ji, I can't see Gaurav. What happened?
You can't see me?
Yeah, now I can see you. Okay, now I can see. So when he was Rajya Sabha member, he was allotted the bungalow 95 Lodi estate. And he invited me over lunch. Sukanya showed me round very proudly. And he said, not as good as dinner in your house. But anyway, we laughed. Anushka was young. What I remember that later he was still there and I was executive trustee of Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts, IGNCA. And I had started a documentary series for which I wanted Ravi ji also. So he said, come. And on the lawns, I interviewed him for a long time. And then, of course, he gave me lunch, of course. And that I have to tell IGNCA to take out. And in this centenary year, to put it on YouTube and social media.
How nice.
It is a beautiful interview, a long interview. So like that, our association, friendship gathered warmth, depth, more admiration, more love, in which Sukanya was equal partner. And I think Sukanya has always said, Sonal ji, you are one of the few women who never wanted him. Knowing Sukanya, she said, didn't you like him? I said, yes, I liked him as a friend, as a great musician. But that's it. I love you. She will hug me.
Ma'am, I just wanted to say that she is watching and she is answering and she's writing her. She's really reacting and she's very happy. She's very happy.
And I'm sure she's laughing her guts out because I love that laughter. Ravi ji had a great sense of humor.
Yes.
Sukanya has a great sense of humor.
Correct.
And I cannot stay without humor. So
No.
you can imagine.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And what really has made me, what shall I say, so grateful. I'm grateful for so many things in life. That Ravi ji had mentioned to Sukanya and to his disciples and admirers in San Diego, USA, where he was patron of the San Diego Festival, that he specially wanted two artists invited, Pandit Birju Maharaj
Ah,
and Sonal Mansingh.
how-
And I believe because Sukanya told me that he always said that after my brother Uday Shankar, I only see in Sonal that creativity, that ever fresh newness, and that sense of inquiry to go with new ideas. And you have to invite her. So Sukanya fulfilled that promise. And unfortunately, I went after Raviji was not in his body in 2015. And I have to show you this. I don't know if you can all see it. This addige, this diamond addige, which Raviji had given to Sukanya. And after my performance, she came backstage and put this in my neck.
oh,
So this is one of the most precious things I have in my life.
oh,
Through this, Raviji and Sukanya both are with me always.
oh, how special. How special.
Yes, yes. And I never wear all these things, the diamond earrings. And because Raviji loved color, he loved beauty. He always wanted Sukanya dressed up. He always wanted his friends to look beautiful. He himself was always neat, clean, beautiful. And what I want to say is that he grew in a very different dimension. The music, our arts, my dance, his music, they do not remain only at a Laukika level, at the worldly level. The deeper you go, as he went, the higher you rise in the Alaukika world, which is that mystery, the mystique, what we call spirituality. And he began looking like a rishi.
Ah,
He really looked like a rishi. But a rishi, you see, we do not understand our words. Rishi Muni were not those who had given up life and the world. They lived in the world. Vasishtha Rishi had a wife, Arundhati. Agastya Rishi had a wife, Rishi herself, Lopamudra. So it is not that they were sannyasis, no, but they were rishis who had realized, who were realized souls. And I put Raviji in that category. And I hope very soon I too will be in that category, although I cannot grow a beard.
how beautiful.
Laugh. The
How
more
beautiful,
you
yes.
laugh, the more spiritual you become, I believe. You
Yes.
should be able to look at yourself with humor.
Yes, I definitely believe this. If you allow me, I would like to ask a question to the viewers. Part of the quiz we are, asking. My next question, the first question was asked by Nabarun. The second question is, please name the guru of Dr. Sonal Mansingh ji, from whom she learned Bharatanatyam. That's the second question. And the third question, when she left home, when she ran away, which city in India she went to learn Bharatanatyam? These are the two questions you have to answer. And I think Chinnama has one question.
She says, incident in Cleveland when Guruji made his presence known.
Chinnama is saying, please mention about the incident in Cleveland when Guruji made his presence.
Yeah. Okay. Sukanya. Love you. Yeah, when I said spirituality, here I've written 4 or 5 pages today, going through my association. So from San Diego, we traveled to Cleveland for the Cleveland Festival, in which by Sukanya's Agraha, Sundaram had invited me to dance. And we were in the same hotel. So after my performance, we went back. I showered and went to her suite. They're small rooms, her suite. And we had dinner together. Tahir Shadam, Dahi Chawal and all that. And as usual, Sukanya talks about Raviji like she has always kept his place at the head of the table, dining table, in every home. And the thali and the katoris and the silver glass and everything. So, and she has shared such intimate details with me of her life with Raviji. And we were talking, and suddenly we stopped. There was, and she was saying, you know, he's always there. I said, he's always there for you. He has not left you because you love him so much. You love him more than your life. And he loved you truly. After you, he had no one else in his life. And we were talking like that, and we both stopped. There was this fragrance in the room, a wonderful fragrance. I don't name it. I have no idea whether it was Chandana, Mogra, I don't know what. She recognized it. I said, there is a fragrance. Where is it coming from? And she said, he is here. And I had goosebumps, and we both had tears, and we hugged each other. We hugged each other tight. So that is why I say that this spirituality is not that you go away to some heaven. No. Spirituality, while you are alive, you are always alive in your sukshma sharira, in the subtle body. And that subtle body, till today, is protecting Sukanya, Anushka, her children, and Raviji's other families, and his friends whom he loves. It's amazing, but it's true. And I had goosebumps now. And Sukanya, I think there's another thing. Sukanya forgets. In London, I was spending the day with her, and then we were going to see a musical. We always went to musical, came back, dinner, and a big lunch and all. And again, we got to talking. And again, there was something happened, and she said, he's here. I said, hey, he's here, she said. So it's so wonderful. And I said, Sukanya, you are so lucky. You're so fortunate. He never abandoned you. He never went away. He's there. He's there. And now if I have a fragrance here, it will be that Raviji is listening, and he loves what he is listening to, and he's hugging me, and with one he's Sukanya, and one Sonal, one dear friend, a co-artist, a fellow artist, and one his dear wife. Yes.
Chinnama is writing that you went to see Mamma Mia.
Oh, we laughed so much. Mamma mia, Sukanya.
How amazing. How amazing. What an inspiring talk, and what a inspiring life. It's really so much for us to learn and get inspired and reach out for that higher knowledge, what you're speaking about, that concept of spirituality and devotion. And I really, really can't
Yeah, but
thank you enough.
Gaurav, let me mention one thing.
Ji, ji.
Spirituality is not a pill that you can swallow.
No.
It is only through total devotion to your art, to your concept of art, to the higher concepts, to the parampara, to the guru, and utter humility. Today, I see a lot of attitude, and the social media has made everyone great. Nobody is small. Nobody is a learner. Everybody is a guru. Everybody is great.
So true.
There is no spirituality. No. There's only mundane. I won't even call it art. I will call it business. Business. So unless you remove that avarana, that sheath, that layer of ego, of arrogance, of attitude, and soak yourself in that perfume, the essence of art of the Guru Parampara, which allows your creativity to flower and to flow. But without that, no spirituality. I'm sorry. You can hear that music once or twice, 3 times. I cannot hear it again and again. There are quite a few of them. Yeah, ठीक है. देखो, पैसा सबको चाहिए. Okay. But if that is the goal, you are not an artist. That is only a means to give you some comfort, to give you some space to pursue your art.
Absolutely. So true. So true. I totally.
Okay.
So, carrying it forward, is there anything else you want to add? Because I'm sure you have so many experiences, and we can talk.
I think I have been speaking, and Sukanya, you have to prompt me.
Nima is prompting. She's putting lots of questions, and
She's now saying,
she's now saying,
every time I hear Sonali, I feel blessed and rejuvenated, and life is worth living.
she's saying every time she hears you, every time I hear Sonalji, I feel rejuvenated and feel that life is worth living.
Oh, Sukanya, I hug you tight. Huh? She calls me Sonal Didi.
Ji,
Sonali,
ji.
correct.
And she is one of the examples I would hold up to anyone what dedication means.
Yes.
Raviji's dedication to his art,
Ah,
Sukanya's dedication to her husband.
yeah.
Oh my God. Deadly combination.
Deadly. With that laughter, I will thank you for coming, blessing us, speaking so beautifully as always. I have always learned so much whenever I've just watched you or hear you or see you perform. It's been a pleasure. If, with your permission, I can invite Nabarun Chatterji, who's Guruji's nephew, and with a lot of passion.
Thank you, Gaurav. I wish you all the very best in your life, you and your colleagues and your Guru Bandhus and Bhaginis. that you have learned from a great master, a great rishi, and the expectations from all of you are very high.
My pranams to you, and with your blessings, we'll try and do our best. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to the show,
Ravi Shankar
ma'am.
Music Foundation and Nabarun Chatterji, who's doing so much, and we are in our own way trying to remember Guruji and bring back all those memories
Wonderful.
together.
Thank you, Sonal ma'am, for coming to the show and
One more
sharing.
thing, Chinnama is saying a very tight squeeze, not a hug,
Yeah.
squeeze, tight squeeze.
Yeah.
So I'll over to Nabarun, and once more my pranams to you.
Thank you, Sukanya. Thank you. Love, love, love.
Oh, it was a very beautiful session to have with you, ma'am, and sharing the memories of course, one and only Bharatan Pandit Ravi Shankar ji. With your permission, I will ask the viewers the last question to the viewers, that name the music festival which is organized by Pandit Ravi Shankar every year, and still it is continued by Sukanya Maima. Name of that festival, music festival, organized every year by Pandit Ravi Shankar and now continued by Sukanya Maima. So this is the last question for the viewers. With this, we come to the end of the show. So nice to have you, Sonal ma'am, and good night. And
My pleasure, my pleasure. All the best. Best
Thank you so
wishes, love and
Thank you.
blessings. Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaskar.